September of that same year, we received a letter addressed to the president, but copied to me and the Minister of International Relations from a lawyer practicing here in South Africa in Roodepoort, who is understood to have studied in the US, saying she is representing an American NGO, and she's informing us that the NGO has got 2 plane loads of Afghan nationals who are on the tarmac already in Kabul, and we must allow them to land in South Africa for asylum while they are waiting for the US to vet them, presumably. Of course, we took offense. Why such a request can be made?
Is that more like an instruction? You must allow them.
Yeah, well, he said, I'm writing this letter to inform you that there are Afghans there. This is what you must do. It actually states what you must do. And it goes on then to lecture us about international obligations which we have entered into and our own Refugee Act. It's a 2-page lecture about these obligations, etc. So we said, no, we can't accept this. And we ignored them completely. And nothing happens. Fast forward last week, on the 16th of February, our immigration officials at Beit Beach Brother Post in Musina, they received a letter from a group of lawyers, this time not from Roodepoort, from here in Melrose Arc, a huge legal firm, because they wrote all their names there to show that they are huge, saying, look, we represent 22 people. They don't mention their names. They don't mention nationalities. We are representing them. And in a short while, they will be arriving at the border post. We request you to prepare a transit visa in terms of Section 23 of the Immigration Act to allow them into South Africa to apply for asylum. While we're still surprised, because people applying for asylum are not preceded by letters from lawyers and all that. When you apply for asylum, you are running away. You just appear there at the border, you know. So this one was being prepared for by lawyers. But a short while later, a bus did indeed arrive at Beit Bridge, carrying 22 people who are Afghan nationals, but also 3 Americans inside. One of the Americans is a lady, went out into the building and said, look, we are applying for asylum. And he said, with an American passport, what? Then they said, he said, no, we have got 22 Afghan nationals here who need to apply because they are in danger from the Taliban. So the official said, bring one of them who speaks English. Let's understand this whole thing, because it was not they couldn't comprehend it. So the gentleman came in. When he showed them the passport showed that they've actually been in Zimbabwe for 30 days. They entered on the 20th of January. And now they are saying they are applying for asylum. And the passport also shows that they entered Zimbabwe via a visa. And the Zimbabweans said, no, this was a visitor's visa. They said they are on holiday when they came here. And we gave them the visas at the airport on arrival. This is called visa on arrival. So anyway, our officials said, no, you can't go in.
You didn't give them?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We didn't allow them to go in. We said, we are taking the bus back to Harare from Beit Bridge. The American lady protested strongly that she has already paid for everything, for the bus and all that. And anyway, that's a story, it's not ours. Then the following day, that's Friday, the 17th, they then appear at the border with a court order that say we must allow them in pending the hearing of the case on the 7th of March. But we must allow them in. Yes. So our first shock was we don't remember being served with any papers. Because when somebody's suing you, they must give you papers.
So you hadn't received any documentation
prior to we hadn't. By that time, we hadn't. We just saw a court order. Then when we checked, we found that, oh, something terrible has happened, which we believe was deliberate. The court case was sitting here in Pretoria. They came here to Pretoria. But they served the documents to a junior official at Beit Bridge through an email. It's an official who doesn't sit in the office because he's a supervisor at the border. He moves around. So they sent these papers, they served them to him on the email, and then he discovered them 4 hours later that, oh, here is an email that were suing us. When he conducted Pretoria, they were already back from court, where they showed the judge that we served these people 4 hours ago. They never responded. and the judge gave them the order. But we believe or suspect that the judge might have seen that there's something fishy here. So while giving the order, he also said he's giving us 24 hours in terms of rules of anticipation. These are legal jargons that we must come to court within 24 hours and anticipate the 7th of March. So we did go on Saturday to court and said, no, we are not implementing this, judge. These are our reasons. And they were saying we are in contempt of court. We argued it for about 3 hours, and the judge ruled that, no, we shouldn't implement it. He'll rather recall the date of the 7th, bring it forward to today. So as I'm sitting here at 4 o'clock, we are sitting in court now, in a full court, no longer for an interim order to hear the whole story.